So this is the new Midgards Messer and PMP Big Boss. If you didn't know, Midgards Messer got bought out by PMP and now they're making stuff jointly. And this is a very interesting start for this collaboration. So philosophically, as far as a match goes, I would say this is about as perfect of joining as you get. PMP making nice, decent, well-built, oversized knives, and Midgards Messer making the craziest things you've ever seen in your life. So I would say with the factory and refining process of a place like PMP, this is an excellent way to get the product at a higher quality that's a bit more consistent, let's say. However, this isn't a philosophical conversation, this is a knife review, so let's talk about this knife. So weight-wise, this knife comes in at 18 ounces, and obviously as far as scale goes, it is humongous. Here's a real quick comparison between that and a Midgards Arma 2, a decently sized knife in its own right. And then this knife, well, you know, would eat it as a snack. As far as opening and closing mechanisms go, you see me do it a couple times. I have seen individuals say that you need to draw it back with the tap here with your finger, but however, that creates the risk of obviously squashing your finger, so I'd rather just take my thumb, roll back, and open it like that. And honestly, this knife opens, I need to get a bigger frame here. This knife opens real easily for a knife of this size. It's a decent liner lock here. And then you have a compact carry once it's all folded up. Obviously you have ambidextrous pocket clips here, though if you can manage to put this in your pocket in a reasonable time frame, please send me a picture. That'd be incredible to see. You have your lanyard holder on the bottom as well. Scales wise, scales feel like titanium. And then for blade, you can zoom in here, and it looks like they use D2 for the blade. And as far as the blade finish goes, well, it's a very nice, shiny, reflective little gloss. In the photo world, we would call this a glossy finish. When it comes to the open position, you have it open, obviously the blade isn't as long as you might think it would be. Let's say like in Civivi knives, let's say in the EX1, the blade goes all the way to the bottom of the handle, so you get the most blade for the smallest amount of handle. This feels a bit inverse, where I can basically flat out two-hand grip this thing, and the blade doesn't feel like it quite adequately compensates for that size. But I mean, do you need any more blade than this? I don't know. For a knife that makes a statement the way it does, let me know in the comments down below. For the blade point, obviously you have your little Tonto there, and yeah, this is one hell of a knife. I've seen people say that you can shake this knife open, and I would politely disagree. This knife is a really good build, and I don't feel like I can really carry it or accidentally deploy it out the front in that sort of manner. What I will say is closing it using the liner, there's a decent amount of force that you need in order to open it and to bring the knife down. But for a knife of this scale, that honestly makes a little bit of sense. Also, I would be genuinely curious to see if somebody with bigger hands, how they feel about this opening and closing mechanism. I personally like it, but my hands are a bit baby-esque. So let me know in the comments down below if you manage to get one of these things, how you feel about it and how it feels to open and to close it. But now let's get into the most important test in this whole thing. Now you can use whatever descriptor you want to regarding this knife, whether you want to call it a monster, a beast, a big boss, anything crazy large that makes an huge statement whenever you would show it to anyone or use it for anything. This knife can work as a knife, it can work as a cleaver. This knife can be whatever you choose. But that's my thought on this knife, on this crazy little piece made by Midgards Messer and PMP. Let me know what you think of this knife in the comments down below. Feel free to hop into the Discord. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.